when you're a woman and you're in love and somebody like Diddy who got money, we talk about the power that Diddy had. Diddy was that man since the 90s.
That's how women survive. Back in the days, the man was the provider. He did this and he did that. But now with women's live and how we are now with the fastest growing entrepreneur, all black women in America.
Yeah, he ain't gonna do it because he doesn't know this rapper.
Let me make my point.
Stop it. This dude's a sorry rapper.
Pusha T. All right, once again, this is the Black Summit. I am Hendrix.
And I'm Brooks.
And today we have a special guest in the place to be, the lovely lady in red. We're going to let her introduce herself.
Hello, I'm Angela on social media, Angie B Loveee.
Angie B Loveee, that's what's up. So what's been going on with you, Miss Angie B Loveee?
I'm blessed. I'm alive. I'm not taking no summer classes. So.
Why not? No, I'm just kidding.
No, I needed to work, make some money.
I'm just saying things.
I hear you, man.
So for the people, our audience, that's what I mean by the people.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you? What do you do?
Who am I? OMG. Yeah. Okay. Well, I am Angela. Okay. I'm an actress. I'm an author. I have journals on Amazon.
Okay.
Nice. I have men, women, and children journals, actually. I'm every woman. That's what they say, right? I'm every woman. It's all in me. Yeah, I'm that. I'm all that. And I'm a fiance.
There you go.
That's what's up.
There you go. Where are you from? Are you from here?
Oh, I'm sorry. I am from Atlantic City, New Jersey.
Oh,
Jersey, yeah. So I'm from Atlantic City, New Jersey. I lived in 7 different states before I came to South Carolina. This to make my 7th state I lived in.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
so you've been all over.
Yeah, you just wanted to move around, or what's?
Yeah, when I was young, I wrote a list. I just wanted to travel.
Really?
Yeah. So I went to college, and then once I dropped out of college, I just started traveling, just going with the wind. Wherever God told me to go, I just went by myself, no kids.
So what's some of the states you've lived in other than South Carolina and Jersey?
I lived in Virginia. I lived in Texas. I lived in Minnesota. I lived in New York. Yeah.
Really? Any one of them more dear to your heart than others, or?
I think New York was the coldest, but the prettiest because I lived in Niagara Falls.
Oh, you were upstate.
I was upstate, yeah. So it was like the snow was coming to your waist, and you still had to go to work.
Wow.
Like, ain't no state shutting down for nothing. So yeah, I think that was the coolest.
Yeah.
But my favorite was Texas. I feel like I was just single. It was just like rooftop Sunday bars every weekend, Sunday fun day. It was just like living, honey.
Were you in Houston?
No, I lived in Dallas.
Oh, Dallas.
I lived 5 minutes from the Cowboys Stadium. Go Eagles, go Eagles.
Oh,
nah,
I was just
saying,
you ain't no Cowgirls fan.
We the Cowboys fans over here.
No, where the Eagles at? Bird cake.
We can't say anything right now because y'all won the championship.
Period.
So, you know.
We got them rings too, matter of fact.
Congratulations to y'all too,
Thank
by the
you.
way, for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how's everything with your social media presence? How's that going for you? Because I know you pretty big on social media. Is that going well, influencing and things?
Yes, it's going very, very well. I'm actually wearing a dress from a new brand deal. Period.
Okay.
Rainbow.
That's what's up.
So yeah, I love social media. TikTok is like my overall. If y'all not following me, go follow me on TikTok, please. Thank you. Angie B Loveee, 3 E's. Hey. Yeah, I got some viral sounds. I got some viral videos. You know, TikTok, I feel like sent me off, and I see myself on a big screen because of TikTok.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah. We definitely got to do some more skits.
Yes, please.
You know, yeah. She was in the eggs. You know, the Hustler skit on the Hendrix Show. If y'all didn't check that out,
link it.
Yeah. She was the young lady who was doing not something strange for some change, something strange for some eggs.
For some eggs.
You know, the price of eggs was out the roof at the time. So,
So how did you get into influencing and stuff like that?
I got into influencing. So my original goal was to become a big time actress, right?
Okay.
And while I was finally went after my dreams, and I've been seeing a lot of things come true, I somehow ended up with doing TikTok. And TikTok had this program where it was like, hey, we'll send you free stuff. And after that, it just took off. My door just been ding, ding, ding with things. So that's how I took off. Honestly, TikTok. If y'all not on TikTok, go be on TikTok.
Got to get on it.
I see that. I admit I wasn't a fan of TikTok. I'll be honest with you, I just got on it.
Mm-hmm.
I had it one time, then deleted, but this guy over here kept telling me, man, you gotta get on TikTok. People kept talking about it, so I finally decided to get on it, man. I really still don't really know how to use it.
Oh man.
So I may post a skit, figuring out how to do that, and then I'm not even on it. I drop it and I'm out.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why I don't comment as much. I try to like a few people I'm following, you guys, and things like that. But I don't really know TikTok too well like that.
Yeah.
To be honest.
So yeah, let's get into some topics. Today we're going to be talking about the Diddy trial. So we're going to be updating everybody on that. And we're going to be getting into Are Women Broke Too? There's a little prompt that we found. There's a clip of this girl, and she's kind of talking about how the women of today are also broke. And so they shouldn't be talking about men of today who are brokies, quote unquote. Because, you know, what is that, a song?
That's
Lotto.
Lotto.
Okay. Wow, Lotto made that, huh?
Yeah, brokey.
Dang. So we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about the big, beautiful bill, also known as Elon's favorite thing to hate on right now. So we'll be talking about Trump and Elon and the big, beautiful bill. And if we have time, we'll get into the Drake versus Kendrick. We got to update some people on what's going on with that. And so we'll be talking about that. But first, we're going to talk about the Diddy trial. And are you able to read that for us? The
New
York Post, yeah.
Yeah, New York Post. So Diddy trial live updates. Cassie's pal stunts courts, revealing he threw knife, dangled her from a 17th-story balcony. So Sean Diddy Combs once dangled a woman over a balcony 17 stories high. She told the jury Wednesday at the disgraced rap mogul's bombshell sex trafficking trial. You got a clip for us?
I don't have a clip of her, but I do have a clip that talks a little bit about what was going on with him and the hotel. And so I'm going to go ahead and play that.
All right.
Jurors saw it again, this key piece of evidence, the 2016 hotel security camera footage of Sean Combs throwing Cassie Ventura to the floor, kicking her, dragging her. And we heard an incredible yarn from one of the hotel's security guards. Eddie Garcia said Combs and his associates paid him $100,000 for the footage. He remembered Sean Combs taking out a paper bag and then putting stacks of $10,000 through a money counter before handing him the cash. He remembered him saying, "You want to count it?" And Garcia telling Combs, "I trust the machine." He was told when he showed up to work that there had been a domestic dispute. Then he was shown the video, and he told Christina Coram, who he said kept calling, that the video was bad. She kept asking to see it. Could she have it? He resisted. One time, though, Christina Coram put Sean Combs on the phone and says, "I'll take care of you."
All right. So we have that evidence as well.
Diddy did it.
Just to update everybody. With all this stuff that's going on, this new information that's been put out, is Diddy gonna get off, or is he gonna, kind of skirt the law? Like we've seen him multiple times get out of legal trouble, and so
when you got Wells,
what's gonna happen?
What's gonna happen
this time? I think he's going down.
You think he's going down?
He's definitely going down. They got evidence. It's just been a long time. And then, I don't know if y'all seen the clip when he was talking about Trump just before he got locked up. You know what I mean? So he done roughed up a few feathers, and it's his time to go down. Because imagine what the people's not saying. Imagine the Mary J. Blige, the Justin Timber, what's her name? Justin Bieber's.
Justin Bieber.
And then, I want to know what Mary going to say. What she got?
Is she subpoenaed?
Nah.
She's not subpoenaed?
Are you talking about
And
Mary
if she
J.
is, she
Blige?
low key.
Yeah, Mary J. Blige.
Yeah.
I just feel like
you think she's gonna say something?
No.
Okay.
She's probably not.
She's
not
definitely
subpoenaed.
staying out of this.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't blame her. I would stay out of it
Yeah.
too.
But I know they know stuff. You get what I'm saying?
Well,
but
yeah.
money, power, respect. That's what he said, right?
Yeah.
It's the key to life.
So you think Mary J. Blige knows
Blige.
something about what's going on with Diddy?
Allegedly.
Okay. Yeah, you can say allegedly.
Allegedly.
Okay.
I mean, she been in his corner since day one.
Right,
I mean, they
right.
started, what's it, Bad Boys Records? They started together. Yeah, definitely she knows. feel like they've
But
been
she
through
wasn't on Bad,
Bad
Boy. Though.
Boys.
She was
I
on
mean, so
Uptown.
Uptown, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So
he kept her career on Uptown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But she right though. They like day one. They've been when she blew up, the parties. I know some things about Mary too. Not far as sexual misconduct now. It's
Okay.
definitely consent. But I know some things about Mary
Yeah.
too as well. But yeah, I think she would know what's. Not saying she necessarily been to the freak offs,
yeah.
Okay.
but I believe she would know
What-
a little something.
Hendrix, what are you implying? What do you mean you know something about Mary?
Well, we
why aren't you
talking
saying
about
it?
Diddy. We ain't talking about Mary.
Okay. What do
Give
you
us
mean
the
by
tea, honey. We want
what do
the
you-
tea.
yeah, what's up?
Mary is a G,
Okay.
and word on the street at that time was Mary was for the streets.
Okay.
So Mary was like, she grew up in Brownville.
Mm-hmm.
Mary is a true roundaway,
Mm-hmm.
she ain't like, the dainty type, And
Yeah.
it's no secret, her, Lil Kim, and all them used to do drugs
Yeah.
and things like that. So it's no secret, I saw a documentary. Y'all probably don't know who Danny Boy is.
Mm-mm.
Danny Boy used to be with Death Row
Okay.
under Suge Knight. And Danny Boy, and you can pull it up on YouTube.
Oh, and he said they used to when he was underage. I
Oh yeah,
watched it.
He was
Talking about-
facts. He was a minor.
Yep.
And he said she hauled at Suge like, yo, was staying at some hotel.
Mhm.
What's up, senior boy? And he came through, and I think he might have been like maybe 16 or 17, but he was kind of tall for his age. And he said he hooked up with Mary. Allegedly that's why, because her and Casey was engaged. Allegedly that's why Casey was always mad at her, because she was always out in the streets. And then then I saw another video where they said that Pac was driving and Casey was in the car and he was fussing about Mary, and Pac was trying to tell him like, yo, Mary for the streets, man, because allegedly Pac had smashed too. So yeah, we just gonna say allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Pac
So
was getting down with everybody's gal back in the day.
not necessarily. If you put
Hit
it
'em
out
up.
there, then they just gonna, I think they just gonna, you know what I'm saying, grabs with it. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think she
Okay.
makes perfect sense. Mary would know something, they
Yeah.
cool like that,
All right. So, do you think Diddy's gonna get off of these charges?
No, of course not. I think that if I was Diddy's defense team,
Mhm.
if you notice, what's the one thing that was consistent with all this, right? Other than the sexual misconduct,
Mhm.
right? Other than the racketeering and bullying, what's the one thing that was consistent? Drug use.
Okay.
If I was a defense team, I would say, not making no excuses, saying that, okay, if he does time, let's say if they want to give him 20 years, can we get a reduced sentence?
Mhm.
Give him, say, 3-4 years, and then rest of that sometime in drug rehabilitation, because he can easily, people plead out and say they weren't in their right mind. But I'm not saying that's going to happen. But if I was defense, that's the route I would take. Because everything's stacked up against you. They've proven that it is an enterprise. So there is racketeering, and it was set up because he controlled all the funds. So it was definitely set up as an organization for them to do his bidding at his will. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but only difference is sometimes when you dealing with the mafia, which Rico was set, was for to get them.
Yeah.
But the head mobs, they weren't doing the drugs.
Mhm.
They were doing other stuff, but they weren't getting high on their supply. But at the same time, he wasn't in distribution. For as they were doing the drugs. So, and allegedly, that's one thing in the New York Post was saying that that I just looked at here. And I'll read it real quick. And it says that Combs, 55, is accused of using his fame, fortune, and many businesses to run a decade-long scheme of which he controlled and manipulated Ventura, which is Cassie, 30, who's now 38, using violence and threats, forcing her and others, including several escorts, into drug-fueled freak-off sex marathons that went on for days.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
all right. So this new evidence, Angela, that's come out, him dangling this woman over the balcony and apparently throwing a knife at her, allegedly, right? What do you think about this stuff with Diddy? That kind of stuff going on.
I feel like money is the root to all evil, and Diddy had it all, honey. And I feel like he just took his money and he took advantage of a lot of people. And I feel like it's his time. Like, you played, you got your awards, you lived, you traveled, you did everything you wanted. Now it's time for you. When you, what they say, what happens in the dark comes to light.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I don't know if y'all ever watched the one. It was years ago when I watched it too with Tasha K. Y'all know she crazy, but Tasha K had his ex on there before Young Miami. It was a young Asian girl.
No, hold on. Clarify real quick. Who Tasha K?
Tasha K is another podcast. She on her
Okay.
own show.
Okay.
Yeah, she be all in everybody tea. Honey.
Okay.
On YouTube.
Okay.
Follow her. But she had one of his exes on there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And on there, she was telling us how he was beating her, how he made her have a miscarriage from hitting her, abusing her. So in my head, I'm like, dang, that's death. That's murder.
Yeah.
But like just the stories, this is not the only person that said, if you keep hearing the same stories over and over and over and over from all different people, he ain't lying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So hey.
So you think a lot of the stories you hear, they are true? You don't think, could it be, and I'm not saying he's innocent by no means, do you think could it be some people who are around and may have, not necessarily these things happen, but they think, I'm going to try to get some bread too. I'm going to say such and such and such. You think any of that's
probably
possible?
the case. That's probably the case. It's probably more higher ups as well. You know what I mean? Like it's more because he was working with billionaires. So you know what I'm saying? That's why this drink is really closed off, because they trying to hide people names and stuff. You certain things you can't say in that courtroom. They trying to hide. So it's kind of like how.
Because everybody who testified, I noticed they all got immunity. So let me ask you this then, since you said he's going down or he should go down. Do you think, because obviously if he is the hierarchy at the enterprise, he has other people working for him, so they were accomplices.
They should go down too.
You think they should go down
I
too?
don't think they should be getting immunity. Just like the thing we just listened to when she won immunity, or is it the security that wanted immunity for telling the security wanted immunity for giving away the tape or whatever. No, you was a part of it. You held on to evidence that whole time to get money for it. You need to go to jail.
And they took the money.
Yeah, and you took the money, but now you get immunity.
And then also the hotel paid Cassie as well, right? I think she got a bag from isn't that what Q said on the last?
I don't know if she got a bag from the hotel, but
that's what I heard. She got.
Maybe they did afterwards, but when it was going down, this happened years before.
Right.
So when that was going down, I don't think she got paid.
No, of course not right then.
Yeah, exactly.
They didn't want it out because she was coming up for a role, and then to have that out in the public, it would blemish her image.
Yeah, I mean, here's what I think. I think that obviously, Diddy is not the only one who does this stuff. I mean, those hotels, especially the ones that are hotbeds for like celebrities, they probably see all kinds of stuff like that happening. And so it probably wasn't a thing for them to accept that money. And, so I think there's that at play. But, again, there's a consistent thing going on here of the bribery, of the racketeering, of, going in and like threatening people. We've heard it now on several different occasions of Diddy doing this. And I think he got away with it so long that it wasn't a thing for him to do this one. You know what I'm saying? And again, I think most celebrities are getting away with this kind of stuff because you treat them differently.
Yep.
And they do have money, and they are able to be like, here's 50 grand, like, back then that probably wasn't even that much money, but yeah, so.
I don't even with, I'm talking about you, that's me, that's my sister called. But anyway, not even celebrity. Can you imagine, we know about him because he's famous. Imagine people who are like hedge funds, who worth 800, 900 million. You don't know what goes on with them. They out the limelight. Long as you got bread, and the type of person you are, if you in a corrupt lifestyle or you want to bribe and manipulate people, regardless whoever it is, it can happen with anyone. And these things probably go unreported.
Think about it. He's dangling a woman over her 70-story balcony. I mean, this guy was clearly out of his mind. You talked about the drug use. I mean, he's just out of control and out of his mind. And the fact that he was beating women, beating his own woman, and he had made people so fearful of him that, you know, people couldn't even step in to help Cassie.
Yeah.
I think one person was like, I didn't want to like step in because he would have beat my ass too. I was like, damn.
A guy said it or a girl?
Somebody said that on a documentary I was watching.
They were just that fearful.
Yeah.
I thought they were more fearful because he got bodyguards, and then, you know, sometimes it's like in the mob, they use their henchmen to, like, you know, either beat you up or
and that's what he
whatever.
was saying to people. I heard him, like, the threats he was saying, like, I'll get your mom killed or whatever. That's how.
Yeah, exactly. So
Another black man down the drain. Damn.
So do you think, let me ask you,
all right,
Angela, let me ask
quickly,
you real
because
quick.
then we need to move on.
Do you think that Cassie should be taking some type of accountability as well? She was number 2 and
For what? She was a victim.
She was a victim.
No.
True.
Don't get me
But
started.
it-
She
but
was
you-
a victim.
You know when they now I'm asking you because you're a woman.
Because she was a victim. And he manipulated her mind.
I agree.
I've been in love. I've been in love with older men. I've been in love with men with money that take good care of you and shower you and then give you some good. And then after this next day might have hit you and then say, I'm sorry, baby. Da. I know what it does to you.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, what about when they show the text messages, right?
She was in love. She was.
But when she said that she orchestrated some of the freak offs.
She didn't orchestrate that. He orchestrated her that and told her to do it. It's that simple.
But now they did have text messages showing that she was complicit.
From what? Him saying, hey, babe. I just watched the movie last night. Hey, babe, text her. Tell her I want to see her tonight. It's that simple. She was so mind blown. I don't.
You now, what did you said prior? You said that she was saying I gotta stick with him because Jay-Z is taken.
Yeah.
So you know what that mean? That mean he said Cassie. Go ahead. I'm gonna let Brooks.
No,
explain.
that was just a statement that she said. Yeah.
So what that means is that, and I'm not trying to discredit her. That means like this. I got to stick with this millionaire because this other millionaire is
because
gone.
who else is no other? It gets no bigger than Diddy though. That's what she's trying to say. I can't mess with Jay-Z because he's taken. So who else I'm gonna mess with in our community? That's where she was going with.
So you don't. So you don't think she was saying that because of the money?
No, and even if she was, she messing with rich guys who want to go from rich to broke.
I mean, I get it, but she could have. Kid Cudi was decent.
No, Kid Cudi got his car blown up
by Diddy allegedly.
Okay,
but he might not have had that Diddy money. He had a little
Kid
bread,
Cudi,
little bag.
Just to back you up, Kid Cudi does not have the power that Diddy has.
Okay,
come on now, that's not even
the comparison.
But what I'm saying is, right? Let's say if Diddy was worth, let's say he worth 700-800 million, Kid Cudi may be worth maybe 12 or 20 million.
Like she said.
But still, listen. At least you don't have to worry about somebody beating on you.
But this is a gag. But you have to worry about a man who has so much power coming and attacking and blowing up cars and threatening your family and threatening your life.
So you think she should have left? Or she
I feel like she couldn't. It was a reason why she couldn't. And maybe her parents was illegal. Something in the mix where he was threatening her so bad where until she got protected by that man she with now, and he said, I got you, she wasn't leaving. Until she knew she was protected for sure, she ain't leaving.
Now, her parents wasn't illegal. They had a home. Because remember, he racketeered them out of 20,000.
But she's saying that there might have been
saying it's something deeper.
That we can't see.
Well, he said he was going to release tapes of her and stuff like that.
Let me ask you this, because there's a lot of guys, there's a lot of men who are out there and they're talking and they're like, well, you know, Cassie was a grown-ass woman. She was 19 years old.
That's not 19 is you're still maturing. You don't really turn.
Yeah. But for the people who say that, what do you say to them? Because to me, that's preposterous. But I don't know.
Now, answer his question. But also, too, I heard a woman come out and say that, and she was going hard, like, ladies, y'all got to be real. She was a part of this too. She need to be held accountable. Maybe not as much time, but I heard a woman say that.
Even a person that I watch regularly, Bill Maher, was like coming after Cassie.
Really?
Like there's been so many people that have been coming after her. So for people who think like that, what would you say to them?
Listen, when you're a woman and you're in love, and somebody like Diddy who got money, who got power, we're not talking about, forget the money. We talk about the power that Diddy had. Diddy was that man since the 90s.
Yes.
He's bigger than Trump was at his parties. Are we serious right now? Sorry, Trump, don't get me, but I weren't. Look, I'm just saying. Trump was at them parties. This is deeper than what the eye. This man probably was sitting over there with the presidents in the White House smoking that stuff and doing what they wanted to do in them islands and stuff. It's way deeper, and I don't care what nobody say. I feel like I'm not saying Cassidy wrong because she's a freak hoe. Probably that's probably what she was, but it don't give you the right to be manipulated mentally, because that's what she was. She was mentally messed up. Because think about it. You got Kim Porter. She said the same thing. Mary ain't saying nothing. What's the other baby mama name? The blonde head chick.
I don't even know.
Oh, I know the other daughter.
It's
That's Justin's mom.
Listen, the power got them, and it's different for everybody else. Everybody in the regular world could say something, but when you have the power and the money that Diddy had, it's different. I don't care. It's totally different.
Yeah. You know, honestly, I don't think that I see why they say held accountable, because he's on trial for this, and I'll say this real quick because I know you gotta move on.
Yeah.
But I don't think that really for being freaky, I don't think neither one of them should be prosecuted.
Yeah, no, me either.
Because I don't think Cassie should get in trouble for being you just let him disrespect you like that, you know? And then, like you said, maybe she might some people just on that level of freakiness, you know? And if so, then it is what it is, you know?
I don't think she was even that freaky.
No,
I
true.
think she was made into that.
And that could be the case.
Groomed.
Too.
That's the perfect word for what he did to her.
That could be the case too. That could be the case too. Then maybe even if he did groom her, and then let's say she grew to say, okay, yeah, I'm on what you on. I don't think they should be, or she should be prosecuted for being that level of freak. You don't know what she do with her husband.
I think that Angela's onto something here. She was in love. So she was going to do whatever she wanted to for
really
love.
Know what love is?
That's the gag. You just answered the question.
Exactly.
You don't know
That's
what love
the definition of being groomed.
True.
You don't know what it is. So now,
true. But then also too, he said he can further her career. See, that's the influence.
Yeah,
that too.
You know, so
she working hard beside him, thinking her career about to blow. She wishing and dreaming and hoping on a star the whole time. He pimping her out.
And she couldn't leave because he was paying her apartment and her car note.
He was pimping her. That's basically what he was doing. I don't know all these fancy words they're trying to use. You pimped her. You had her going to them islands. You had them selling her body. You had her going in them rooms with them other men. You pimped her. And you made hella money off of her and them Diddy girls. And that's it. And that's all. And Diddy, you're done. Next.
All right. This next one I'm going to let Hendrix set up because this is something that he wanted to talk about.
Sarah Fontenot. So Sarah Fontenot calls women who prefer transactional relationships brokies. All right, so this is let me see. This is what she had to say.
But what I will say is some of these women are brokies too. And what I mean by that is all they have to offer is their body. You empty. If all you have to offer, that's prostitution.
Man,
if you get it after a meal, it's straight up prostitution. I don't know if I could say that. But I said it, and I meant it, and I said it from my chest. If all you want is what a man could do from you, if all you want is what a man could do for you, if all you want is the dating experience, get it how you live it, boo, but we all know it's a transaction. There's nothing wrong with that. But also, you know what? I don't care about the lifestyle. I care about the entrepreneurial young women that are looking up to these girls, and the Chanel shoes, and the Bentley trucks, and I have a lot of those things. However, I have real businesses. They laying on their backs, acting like they're entrepreneurs, and that's my struggle.
Tune it up.
I'm just, you know,
throwing it back.
You know, is that? I don't know if that's too honest. I don't know. Is that too honest?
No, I.
But what I will say
All right. So yeah.
Ooh, girl.
So I wanted to brought up this subject. I saw this on Bottle Alert, and I just happened to scroll past and I saw that. And I know you're a fiance, so I know what she's saying don't apply to you. And I know you're
JK, baby, JK.
But your fiance and your entrepreneur as well, and you work, and she's one of my former students.
Yeah.
Too.
I'm a hustler, so I ain't a part of the brokey gang.
So
I'm really a hard fan. Been grinding since I've been 16. I got out, never looked back. I told y'all 7 states, no kids, no man did it. Just me, myself, and I. I fell in love this one time, but
but it's all good.
I mean, but look,
nothing wrong
you
with
said
that.
it like this a bad thing.
I'm saying I fell in love and moved here,
I know,
and like I feel like she said, laying on your back. So my man paid all the bills, right?
Mm-hmm.
He invested in my career, my life, my school, everything. He invested in me, and I just chose to get a job. Like, you get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But I don't pay no bills. All right. He
Mm-hmm.
pays all the bills. But does that make me a brokey? Sometimes before I felt like that.
Well, I don't think that makes you a brokey, because what she's saying is how I took it, right? See, you're an entrepreneur, you hustling to you're doing social media,
Okay.
you just said, I won't disclose where you work at, but you just said you just got another gig.
Mhm.
When you took my class, you was working at one other place,
Mhm.
right? So what she's saying is their entrepreneur is their body. That's what they're offering. But that's
I
not
mean,
what
but
you're.
what do men be offering though? Besides
Well,
paying the bills, other than that, then what else?
I mean, I get but see, it's different because he paying your bills because you actually doing something.
Okay.
He's helping you. The first thing you said is he invested in you as far as your career. You're doing something. Man, pay your bills. That's all good. None of you. If he your wife and he chooses to pay your bills, then so be it. If you say, no, I ain't do nothing, I just sit around the house, he just pay my bills. But what she's saying is females want a meal, they want jewelry, want money, want bag. The only thing they offering is their body because they don't have nothing else. So that's why she's calling them broken.
But what is the men offering? Just his money?
Money. Because that's what the women want.
But all he want is what?
Is the draws. The
Okay,
sex.
and then once he get the draws, and if that girl fall in love with him,
he gonna move on.
Okay, so women nowadays is at the point where it's like, if I'm gonna give this up, I might as well get something in return. That is what the new generation is saying. I'm not mad at it.
You grow,
but you grow and you learn.
You
Was
grow.
it times in my mind when I was single and I was living, and I'm like, heck yeah, if he wanna get me something, you better get me a bag, you better get me a shoe. But that wasn't the that wasn't the case.
So you agree with what she's saying, far as the women are actually brokies themselves because that's how they trying to get it versus not trying to grind and get it on their own.
Some of them. I feel like some of them is.
Yeah.
Not my crew, not my girls. Yeah. My girls is all hard workers. We, but I do know a few. I know a few people that's like, if I can, I would. If I could live off the government and off of men, why not?
Yeah.
I mean, each his own.
To each his own. But that's not for you though. But to them, if that's what they choose to do, then that's just what they choose to do. Other women.
I mean, if a man say, "Hey, baby, I'm gonna give you all this, and you ain't gotta do nothing but lay up," no, that's gonna y'all about to eat me up, but this is what we
Speak your truth. Speak your truth.
But I'm just saying, if me and you is having this, okay, we grown here, right? Everybody here grown. If we having a sexual connection, we doing it all the time, and that's the only thing we got, right?
Yeah.
We don't have nothing else, and all you want to do is spoil me and sex because you're not ready for
intimacy.
No, you're not ready for love, or I'm not ready for a relationship. But we just, I feel like it's nothing wrong with it. Me personally, teach his own. Do what makes y'all happy.
I agree with you.
Period.
Because why I agree with her? Because what she just said. If you let it know up front, look here, hey, this is what it is. She like, well, hey, I mean, I've been propositioned like that with some females, but they propositioned me. I didn't come to them and say, hey, let me throw you a bag.
Oh, yeah.
So I've been propositioned by, not a lot, but a few females like that, But then at the same time,
but because you always say you're not ready for a relationship too, you can be like, I'm not really looking. Yeah. So anybody going through, that's a what's the word?
What, boundaries? I don't know.
A coping mechanism, like.
But I know, like, if you have that up front, if a female like some
there's an agreement.
At the beginning. Up front, because I know, just like what she said, I know dudes who would just say, man, bump it, I ain't putting in no work. How much? And some females feel disrespected, and then some females are they'll ride with it, because like back in the day, I know some dudes who was in the street, and they'll tell you cases like every broad got a price, every female got a price. So they'll say, I just throw a bag at them real quick, and some dudes are like, shit, you gonna pay for it anyway. If you dating her, you got to do this, got to do that, And
what are your thoughts? Do you think that females are brokies if that's all they're offering?
I say yeah. They are, because they're looking at they're opportunists. They're looking at you for opportunity. And see, you got to understand too, right? And it's not a diss or disrespect to a woman, to each his own. But So one thing men gotta understand with women, that's actually a survival mechanism for them. That's how women survive. Back in the days, the man was the provider. He did this and he did that. But now, with women's live and how we are now, with the fastest growing entrepreneur, all black women in America, they can get the bag themselves.
Yep.
The problem lies, therefore, when she manipulates you and make you think that it's more than what it is.
Yeah.
But really, all she wants is you mess with you for the
now
money.
that's
You know. But I agree with her. If you got that understanding up front, like, hey, this is what it is, you know what I'm saying? And then if you throwing her a little something or whatever, and she said, all right, cool, you know, and unless if you guys decide to part ways or you decide, no, I want it to be more than just this and that and the third, then the dude may say, okay, if we're going to be together more, he may want the woman to step up more and do a little bit more. Not saying you got to necessarily pay his bills. You never know if you live with him here, it's all right, boo, or baby, just handle the cable bill. I got everything, you know, or maybe not even, or just buy groceries.
Yeah.
Just buy the groceries. Do you know how to cook? You know what I'm saying? Some women don't know how to cook, you know, and some do, you know what I mean? So, yeah, if you got that agreement, that understanding, then I say to each his own, knock yourself out.
What's the lady's name?
You can maybe
just the first name. Just the first name.
Sarah.
So I think what Sarah is really, what she's getting at, because here's the thing. Most like younger dudes don't got it like that. And so they can't be providing for women. And you know, what's happening is that who are these ladies going to? They're going to older men who have the money. And so, and that's what's happening. And it's a weird dynamic. I mean, we see it with like people like Shannon Sharp, right?
And
that
Cassie
happened,
and Diddy.
You know, yeah, exactly. And then, you know, what's the thing with Bill Belichick and his little 24-year-old that he's walking around, you know, like you see these women now trying to flaunt these, you know, relationships where like the dude's like way older than them and they have like, you know, he has like a ton of money and he's like, you know, buying for everything, getting her nails done, getting all, you know, her hair done, all this other stuff, right? And it's not really something, you know, to be flaunting around, you know, like that. You know?
Why?
So
sugar daddy.
I don't know.
You can't flaunt your sugar daddy around.
Listen to me. I mean, you know, because like, would you be with that person if they didn't have the money?
Of course not.
And most of those women, I mean, I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of those women wouldn't be with those guys if they could find a younger dude around their age who was like doing stuff and
who
had
got
money. Exactly. Then they would probably go with that person. Now, I'm not saying that you can't fall in love with somebody who's like older than you, you know, because you know that happens. Like obviously, but there's a lot of women who are seeking it out. They're trying to find, you know, these older dudes, you know, to be, and then you can kind of tell with some of these women.
You think this gold diggers?
You could you could tell with some of these relationships that something's a little off here, but like people are, because I've seen it myself, like with that kind of dynamic.
That's
going
a
on.
lot of
And
this
so,
generation.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of this. That's not a lot of my generation.
Yeah,
they
because your generation didn't have the internet.
We didn't have the internet.
The internet has changed the game. You can now, back in the day, you used to have to look at your network and the people that are around you. Okay. Now you can find somebody who's in 10 states over and they're like, yeah, I'll fly you out and we'll do blah, 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 blah. And now you're like with that person. And so it's a different time. It's a different game. It's a different thing because now with this internet age, everybody's like, I got to have this person who's 6'5" and he's got, you know, this amount of money. It's a totally different game
it's not
than when
only
you were doing it. So,
true.
Yeah,
we didn't have internet. I totally get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I totally get what you're saying. We didn't have internet, but in my days, in my younger days, my high school days, we were dope boys, right?
All right.
So we
All
hustled.
the girls
in
wanted
the
the dope
street.
boys.
Yeah. And so it was the same thing because, you know, I had partners who had cars. I didn't have no car, nothing like that. But I could pay for you to catch a cab, come back and forth to the crib. We can eat and this and that and that. And that was, in my day, you know, you figure this is like early 90s. So, you know, so that was the thing. Nowadays, like you said, it's the internet, but not also that too. It's a lot of these rappers. they look at this stuff as reality, and a lot of this stuff is not reality. These rappers brag about taking these girls and spend even all the way from Cash Money. You know, I tricked 10 bands off on my girl and this and that. And some of these women think this stuff is reality. And a lot of these rappers are married. They don't even do half of the stuff they talk about.
Let me ask you a
songs.
question. Were there rappers back in your time?
Yeah, but they wasn't rapping like that, man. They wasn't rapping like that. Trust me. They wouldn't. I can tell you the phases that rap went through.
All right.
You know, B-boy, from conscious rap to gangster rap,
okay,
to dope boys.
I'm just saying that the lifestyle was always there, but the thing that I'll kind of concede on this is that it's more seen, right?
Yeah, it's
because of the internet again.
Yeah.
So but that lifestyle, those rappers, trust me, they was getting down back in the day too, and flying girls out and doing all kinds of stuff back in the day too. But the difference is the internet now, and what I think. What her name? Sarah. What Sarah is talking about is so true, because I see a lot of these women on social media flaunting like, "Oh yeah, there was this guy that was trying to talk to me the other day. He's a brokey. I got a man that's doing this, and that." And it's like, but yeah, you're with somebody that you probably wouldn't really, and that's not everybody's like that. I'm not saying everybody's like that, but you're probably with somebody that you wouldn't really be with if they didn't have the money, if they didn't have the bag.
Once again, it's see,
yeah,
you a little younger, right?
Okay,
so
yeah.
It started off when you had rappers, right? It always started off with the dope boys first. The dope boys had all the jury. Rap wasn't making no money. You had to be on a label. Rappers wasn't making no money like that. Even Fat Joe said he took a pay cut because he was a dope boy in the Bronx first. And then he started rapping to go legit, right? So the rappers imitate the dope boys. That's why they wear all the jewelry. That's why they wear all the truck jewelry, all the flashy jewelry, right? The dope boys, the one had the money. Dope boys didn't want to be rappers because dope boys didn't want their business out publicly. I don't want people to know what birds I'm flipping, this and that. So the rappers emulate that stuff. You even look at Paid in Full with Dame Dash movie. How Ace and them, which is based on a true story, the dope boys and then the rappers now they the new Hollywood dope boys now, right? So they rap about this stuff like and whatnot from what the dope boys do. And then all of a sudden now with these rappers, they rapping about having a bag, and some of them got a bag and some of them don't have money like that. And in this generation, a lot of people look at that stuff as reality. In my time, yeah, some females were checking for the dope boys, but not all of them were. Not all of them was, because they know what come with that. You know, either he gonna get indicted or he may get killed or something like that. And then, you know, sometime the females you might stash some bread at your girl crib. You get locked up. You ain't know if she could put money on your books or not. And half of them girls, they bail off with the bread, you know? So that's what, in this generation, because of that and the internet, I think that's why these females got the whole game misconstrued. Because the average salary of a black man is roughly between I think
it's really like 50,000.
I think it's maybe like 45 to 56. Yeah. That's if they're doing certain jobs certain way. Not a lot of men are in six figures the way they be proclaiming and things like that. That's just not reality.
Yeah. So the reality is these women do be broke, looking for a rich man.
Yeah.
That's the gag of it.
And when your girl Lotto made that song, Brokey.
Brokey.
And which I don't even like the songs. I'm like, you just get into the bag yourself. Why you want to talk down about somebody else?
Because she knows that, like, you know, that I feel
she
like
got money.
It's a trend right now to shit on men.
So you're probably right.
And like women are gonna listen to that and be like, yeah.
So let's ask a woman.
Yeah, what you think?
Is it a trend now to shit on men?
Well, no, I'm a man.
Not saying you do that.
I love my black men. I love my men. I don't want to bring them down. I barely even wanted to bring Diddy down, but I mean,
right. Well, he brought himself down, right?
But I mean, if you broke, go sell a lemonade, baby. Go pick up some trash.
Yeah.
Go make some money if you can, honey.
So let me. I'm glad you said that. If a man, like you said, he's trying to get it by any means, like you said, lemonade, trash. Do you think women will still respect him?
Yes. You just got to find the right one that will respect or that's willing to build up. Not saying.
Because he said, my man just said, women shit on men now.
Let me ask you this. Dr. Umar came out and said something about. Sorry to shift it like this.
No, go ahead.
But he was talking about how a lot of black women want you to already have it.
I think that's
Whereas
facts.
like some white women
Mm-hmm.
give
Will help
with
you
a
build.
brother, at the beginning when
Mhm.
he's like trying to get it,
Yep.
and will invest in him and wait for him and encourage him. What do you think about that statement? I know I'm going.
Ooh,
Okay,
good
it's fine.
question.
It's such a good question because I'm the perfect person to answer it because I have had my share of older rich men,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
and out of all the men that spoiled me and took care of me, I still chose my man. Not to say my man broke, because my man does definitely work hard every day, but he's not as wealthy as some of the other people I chose.
Mm.
But his love, his patience, his vulnerability to me was worth leaving everything and all the money and all the things for one person. So, I mean, me personally, I choose love over money.
Okay.
Got
But
you.
this generation,
Right.
where's the money, honey?
Yeah.
Because that's how my friend is. My friend's finna get her a man. I ain't gonna tell y'all which friend, but she finna get her. She finna get the little baby. She
What-
finna get little baby.
Oh,
So-
What do, what do you what do you say to women who are like if I'm gonna get with a guy, he has to have six figures and all this
Yeah.
other stuff. What would you say to those people? And then
Get
we
it how
gotta
you
move on.
live. If that makes you happy, if you making the same money, if you know how to listen, God forbid that man lose that money, right?
Hmm.
Are you gonna be able to pick up the pieces? Are you gonna be able to help him out? Are you gonna be able to help that mortgage go and he lose his job or whatever? Are you gonna be able to help that man out? So make sure you know what you get yourself into when you get yourself into it. That's
Yeah.
all.
Are you willing to?
Yeah, are
That's
you
the
willing
question.
to?
I
Yeah.
feel like not a lot of women are.
Yeah, that's
So-
and that's the $1 million question right there. Are you gonna be able to pick up the pieces if something happened? You
Yeah.
know, that's and also too, like I heard, it's a lady who does her own Kendra G.
Mm.
And she, same thing. They said, man, Kendra, you sounded more like Samuel, what my name was? Samuel,
Aw.
Kevin Samuels.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's like, look, I'm being realistic with y'all. The females call in, they want a dude making, they at least 6 figures to $1 million.
And how
And
much
she-
they making?
See, that's the thing.
Barely.
And then she's saying that she's telling them, like, look, have you ever been around millionaires? Some of them say, yeah, I dated a millionaire. He said, well, what happened with him? Why isn't he around? Well, things just didn't work out or whatever. And some females haven't been around millionaires, but they feel that they have the what's the word? The rapport.
Mm-hmm.
They feel they have the rapport to be around
Mm-hmm.
millionaires, right? And then she tell them realistically, okay, let's get this straight. You want a man, preferably with no kids. You want him to be, but at least 6'2", 6'3", or 6'5", and a millionaire. And you want him to be faithful to you. She said, don't you know, even so, other women want that same thing? Even if he don't want to cheat, women coming at him constantly. The roles are reversed. It's like he's the woman and they are the men now.
And that's really what's going on, is that a lot of these women are getting with the same dude. That's
Yep.
why
Yeah.
one guy will have 10 baby mamas and 20 kids,
Because
It's like
look, tell me, like what, Nick Cannon?
anybody. Like there's
Don't do my
there's
brother.
so many dudes.
He can
There's-
afford his kids.
That's why he got all the
And
kids.
guess
He
what?
can afford
Them
it.
women all understood the
They took-
assignment too.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm
yeah.
saying. And so like there's a lot of dudes who have multiple baby mamas.
Mhm.
And I mean, like they just tried to come after Duke Dennis, if you guys know who that is.
Yeah, I just
online.
seen a
So,
girl on my
like,
TikTok saying
they-
she was a baby mama.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
So
yeah?
they're trying to come after him, and like, but yeah, that happens. So, but we got to move on here.
Yeah.
Final thoughts, and then 30 seconds. You got something else to say?
I was thinking about Offset, y'all.
Go ahead.
Oh, and Cardi.
Because why
30
would he
seconds.
ask for that? Why would he ask for her money?
Oh, I know
After
why
you
he
cheated
did it.
on her.
I
You
know
cheated
why.
on her multiple times. She finally get her lick back and messing with a football player. Now you want to go and ask for her money?
Ask for alimony. I know why
You
he
got
did it.
money.
He said he didn't. His lawyers put it out there. They don't need it because she's asking for so much. So they just threw that out. It's
Oh,
like
okay,
it's like,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
you hit me.
Oh,
All right,
so
then
I'm
let me
hitting
hit
you
you
back.
back.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That's what he said. But funny you mentioned Cardi B because she also said in one of her rap songs, "Broke niggas don't deserve no kitty." I was like,
Okay.
wow. You feel that way? If a dude broke, he don't deserve nothing.
Uh.
Oh Lord, she lost her breath.
I mean, I'm not broke.
No, a broke dude.
So listen, if I'm not broke, why should I be giving my? First of all, I'm not giving my shit up unless I got this.
Wait. Oh, right.
Right.
We
so
know you
now
got
what
that,
I'm
but
saying,
yeah.
what I'm saying is
Mhm.
that's what all women should be doing at this point. It's a prized possession.
Mhm.
But anyway, on that note, what was we saying again?
Cardi B said, "Broke dudes don't deserve no kitty." In one of her rhymes, she said.
I mean, you don't.
So,
what are you doing to get that?
Okay. All right.
But there is a lot of broke people who.
There is, but
And they say they got the best, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So,
but what she just said about the females, or some of them are brokies too. But do they deserve? Because they broke. Do they deserve some?
No, but they usually the men is the one who really want it.
And I get it.
Boom.
Because men,
Okay.
But
we got to move on.
Oh yeah,
We got to move on.
Sorry,
All right.
let's go
So the big beautiful bill. All right. We're gonna talk about that.
But Elon,
You guys thought I was gonna say something else. No. But so Elon has been getting in trouble with the MAGA crowd. Okay, and we know that Elon helped Trump out with his campaign and actually donated like millions and millions of dollars to him.
I think that's why Trump in office, because of Elon
And then he did the Doge thing.
and Putin.
Yeah,
And is
he did the Doge thing, but now it seems like he's turning on them in a way. And so I'm going to play this clip real quick, and this is Harry Sisson talking about what happened.
Check this out. Elon Musk just went off on Donald Trump and Republicans on Twitter, criticizing them for their big, beautiful bill. This is probably the strongest criticism that Musk has issued of Trump and the Republicans to date, but he said, quote, "I'm sorry, but I just can't stand it anymore. This massive, outrageous, pork-filled congressional spending bill is a disgusting abomination. Shame on those who voted for it. You know you did wrong. You know it." Now, as a reminder, it's the Republicans who voted for this bill. No Democrats voted for this. The Democrats are not in favor of this bill because it cuts.
All right, that's what he had to say. And then today, this is the updates on that.
The Congressional Budget Office, the nonpartisan organization that gives you the data as to the impact of what this legislation would have, just released their latest estimate. They say that 10.9 million people could be at risk of losing Medicaid coverage over 10 years under the current text of this bill, and that the bill adds $2.4 trillion, an estimated $2.4 trillion to the federal deficit. It largely does that by extending Donald Trump's 2017 era tax cuts. It also cuts federal spending by $1.3 trillion, but that's nowhere near the goal of House Republicans, who said they wanted to cut $1.5 trillion out of federal.
All right, so there you have it. What are your thoughts on Elon Musk going against MAGA when it comes to this big, beautiful bill?
Rich people.
Rich people problems.
Rich people problems that I could do. But I do feel some type of way about that Medicaid, though, because I'm like, what about people in cancer, the old people or elders? You know, like, first of all, and we bet if they cut it, run us all our checks, too. We all need a check for all that Medicaid y'all was taking out all them years. Run us our money, too, since they want to do that. But, yeah, that's some rich people problems.
I honestly, I think I'm glad that Elon is actually saying
something.
You know, and honestly, this is the best thing for him to separate from Trump's administration. His stock is plummeting. People tearing up his cars. His own factories, they calling for him to work in the factory now, to be there, you know, do a 40-hour work week like regular people. But I think, and I get what he's coming from, even though some people don't care for Doge. Me personally, I never really didn't understand Doge. I get it, you want to cut government spending, but just the way you did it was very. It definitely wasn't nothing bipartisan.
Was problematic.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't bipartisan, not by far. But yeah, it's like if we're going to cut spending and all this money, and now you're going to add, you know, now you're going to do this big, beautiful bill. It's like, that was a waste of time. It's almost like you were deliberately cutting so you can use the money for something else.
That's what he did.
You know, that's why you wanted to cut it and fire all these people so you can use the money for that. Not to mention his parade. So he used the excuse of, and I know this is somewhat around it, but remember when he got the jet, right? The new Air Force One. Oh, we're saving taxpayers dollars, which was unconstitutional for them to even take that jet. But at the same time, they still gonna spend taxpayer dollars just to sweep it. to put their own specs on it or whatever, you know. But I'm glad Elon actually said that. This is the one thing I agree with him on.
Yeah. I mean, I think the MAGA crowd should not be surprised, okay? Because Elon was a Democrat. 5 years ago, he was a Democrat. And so, and even, I know a lot of Democrats will probably disagree with me, but Doge is a Democratic idea. The fact that you're going to cut spending from the government. And so now that they're adding spending, I'm not surprised that Elon is saying this because, again, those were Democratic ideas for years. Me growing up, always being around the Democrat, because, you know, that's what I've always been around and
Most
always
black
wanted to
families.
vote for,
Most black families.
was the Democratic side. I always heard them talk about how much money we're spending and how much money's being spent on defense and all this other stuff. And now that because it's Trump and this guy who's a billionaire doing it, they want no part of it. That always felt weird to me. And so, but I understand it because, yes, there were people losing their jobs and there were people who, you know, are going to be affected by this, you know, Medicaid and Medicare and all that other stuff. So the human side comes into it, right? But to me, this is nothing new. This is nothing that I didn't expect. And I expect, because Trump had a lot of Democrats in his cabinet, people like Tulsi, people like RFK Jr., RFK Jr., all those people.
Well, he's not a Democrat anymore.
They are going to turn on those people. MAGA is going to turn on those people because at heart, they're Democrats. And when the big issues come up, they're going to show their Democratic side. And so I expect more people to turn on these other people that are inside of his cabinet. And, you know, expect them to, again, when it's a hard issue for them because they disagreed on things, you're going to see more and more of that. And so Elon is right. And we need to say that he's right. I know a lot of people are afraid to say that right now.
Definitely not saying
it's
that.
like, no. He's telling the truth right now. Not that I'm an Elon fan. I think he's kind of weird. And, you know, obviously the whole, you know, thing that he did with his hand, you know, like that stuff, he's always been kind of weird to me. But he's a Democrat at heart. So that's why he did what he had to do. So, I expect that.
With Tulsi Gabbard and who was it?
RFK Jr.
Who
else is up
well,
there?
they might well say they're Republicans now. So the Democrats already flipped on RFK. They said, "Why we got somebody like RFK over food?"
No, I think that's the problem with establishment Democrats right now is that if you disagree with them, they make you a Republican. Now, I would say Tulsi and RFK Jr. I mean, it's probably fair to call them Republican because they are in bed with Trump right now. But, you know, that's what I've noticed about the Democratic Party is the second that you say something, all of a sudden, you know, you're useless to them. And so they cut you off. The second that RFK dared challenge Biden, it was like, oh, he's got worms in his head and he's a crazy person and he's swimming in the pool with the, you know, the crazy algae or whatever the stories they were
walking through the airport.
Oh my God. You know, he's over here eating well and doing all this other stuff. It's like the second that you dare say anything to the Democrats, oh my goodness, you're a Russian spy when it came to Tulsi Gabbard. The second that you dare say anything against the Democrats, oh, all of a sudden, you know, like, hey, we're going to replace you with somebody else.
Well,
let's be honest.
That's true. Let's be honest.
Look at what they did to Bernie.
It does.
Don't get me started. Look at what they did to Bernie. Not once, but twice.
On both sides of the aisle.
So don't get me started.
Do that. The Republicans do the same thing too.
That
happens on both sides of the aisle. It happens on both sides of the aisle.
We got to talk about the cheating that they did. Listen, I voted for Hillary, but they cheated Bernie out of the chance to become.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. But far as with the deficit, you know, reason why? Because the deficit is only been budgeted when it was a Democratic president. It has never been budgeted.
I know.
When it
I'm
was
not.
a Republican
I think we're
president.
talking about two different things.
No,
I'm talking
you're talking about the spending. You said when Elon was a Democrat.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, because also remember, I go back even further. Trump was a Democrat at one time too.
Yeah.
Back when the Clintons were.
Yeah.
He gave money to their campaign, but he knew he could never run as a Democrat. He had to run Republican. That's why he loves the poorly educated.
Right now, I
That's
like
what he praises.
AOC, but the second that
Jasmine Crawford.
she dared challenge somebody like Nancy Pelosi, now they're kicking her out. They're not letting her become leadership in the Democratic Party because now you had a disagreement with her, and now we're not even looking at you. And it's like she's one of the popular people in the party right now.
AOC and Jasmine Crawford
are
powerful women just like yourself.
Yes, they are.
This is why Democratic parties will be shit. They'll be shitty. They're weak. They're fucking cowards. Because that's why they ain't going to get nowhere because of dumb shit like this. Yeah. Instead of putting new young blood, these women are hungry.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
And then they don't skirt nothing that MAGA does. You can't even really say Republicans anymore or far right. Jasmine Crockett, she give it back to them, but yet they want to push them to the back, man. And I think I still say you say I'm what you call me? Ageism.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Remember you saying I was saying they need to get rid of the old people. And you was calling me something ageist. I'm an ageist. Yes, they need to get rid of the old people. Let the new
I feel that too. I feel like the old people gotta go. We need to start over. We need a new
regime.
Stop holding them in and letting them 4 year. Get rid of them. Every year you gotta get out. You need new people.
We need somebody that knows what's going on with us. You know what I mean?
Somebody like
seriously.
You. Like it has to be.
Yeah, I'll be president. Vote for me. I got y'all. I hold the world down.
It has to be somebody that's of this generation because they know the problems that are going on. You can't have somebody who's 80 making legislation for people who are like 20. You know what I mean? Because it's a totally different world.
Yeah. It's totally ridiculous. They don't even, I barely know TikTok, but I know TikTok, but they don't know it at all. Imagine my mama who's 74 at a council meeting. So tell me about this TikTok thing you got going. That's what they sound like, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What we got?
Oh, actually, that is it.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Because we don't want to talk about Drake.
Well, we could talk about Drake. Do you want to talk about Drake?
I don't care.
Let's up to her.
All right.
What happened with Drake?
He in love with Drake.
All right, so
he loved Drake.
Oh my God,
I went to Drake concert, y'all.
Did you really?
Oh,
How was
you want to see the video?
He has an OVO tattoo on his back.
I love Drake. It was so dope, but guess what? We got robbed afterwards. Our car got broken. Dang. No, right here in North Carolina.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was a dope concert. We had floor seat. Well, we had to stand, but it was so dope. I seen him walking past. We got a selfie together.
You a big Drake fan?
No.
So you're a Kendrick guy?
I'm a
She said no.
I'm an Aubrey fan.
You're an Aubrey fan?
I'm an Aubrey fan.
So you like to do a Degrassi?
Yeah. I'm an Aubrey fan. But I do like Drake. My man like Drake. I like his music.
He a big Drake fan?
Yeah, he a Drake fan.
Who did he
so
think
y'all are on our side.
With the,
come on.
So he think Drake won the battle over Kendrick?
Now, Kendrick definitely won it. They not like us.
Thank you.
Not like us.
That's all I'm saying.
It's all public perception. It's okay.
Listen, that song was fire. If we talking battle for battle, if we talking music, if we talking lyrically, he ate Drake up.
Okay, but listen.
If we talking that.
But yeah, if it's lyrically, I mean, you think
Thank
that he
you.
won.
Don't stutter.
But if we're talking about how he lied in the thing and they still haven't,
Who lied?
They not
Kendrick
like us.
lied?
Kendrick, yes.
You tell me when he was dissing
all
him,
those
saying
are
this?
lies. All those are
man,
lies.
Drake
inside that
lied
song.
too. That's a rap battle.
It's a rap.
Oh
this
my
is
God,
entertainment,
man.
okay?
Okay.
When you're in the entertainment business,
You know, this
call
dude
lie.
has an owl
for it.
tattooed on his ass. I'm telling you, he has an owl with OVO tattooed on his.
Listen.
Don't ask me how I know that.
Yeah, I know. You sounding like Diddy right now. What the hell you talking about?
I like when you scraping, Daddy. I like that.
Oh, we got the Diddy
This
alert.
man sound like
Take
Diddy.
that.
I like that, Daddy.
Take that.
This man just keeps going. I do not have no owl tattooed on my ass. Okay, I can tell you that right now. All right, so listen, there's been some stuff going down with UMG and Drake and Kendrick and apparently Pusha T. And so I want to play this clip. Hopefully it's not too long, and we'll talk about it.
When it was announced that Drake was suing UMG for Not Like Us, I said in that moment that Drake was ruining rap and hip-hop moving forward, and that the decision to sue was antithetical to what hip-hop is. Because not only is, according to Drake, cease and desist is for hoes, which, by the way, what does that make you then, Brody? Crody? What does that make you? If cease and desist is for hoes, then what is suing for defamation? But I said then that the lawsuit was going to have an impact on how rappers operate in the rap beefs moving forward and how rap is perceived and distributed by record labels. Because now the Clips left Def Jam after turning in their album. And Def Jam, whose parent company is UMG, the company that Drake is suing, didn't like the optics of having Kendrick Lamar and Pusha T on a record together. You know the two guys that body Drake in beefs? Which is funny to me because the argument that Drake is making in his lawsuit is that UMG should have protected him. And at the end of the day, right now, they're doing just that. Even though Pusha T has made it clear that none of the bars in Kendrick's verse are shots or subliminals at Drake. According to Pusha T.
So that's a little bit of an update there. And then let me play this so we can be fair on both sides. You know, you got to show both sides.
On this side, we have Drake ruined hip hop. There's no longer going to be battles. Shut up. Last week, Joey Badass just battled 10 rappers from the West Coast. There was no label stepping in. No one's song got taken down. They rapped. They brought up Joey's unborn child. They brought up Joey's fiance or long-term girlfriend. So Drake's lawsuit didn't affect anything, right? This is just business. Hip hop will continue to prosper in the way it has for the past 35, 40, 50 years. People will make music. The label has always stepped in when they feel things have crossed the line, right?
All right. And that's Jay Roebuck. Let me just play this one last thing because a lot of people don't think that labels step in like that. And this is Jay Roebuck again. One more video.
You may not know this, but before Nas released Ether, Columbia Records asked him to edit and change some of the lyrics, and he had to oblige because he accused Jay-Z of several things that were either one, not true, or two, very salacious that Jay-Z could have sued for. So this is not new. This has also happened with Eminem, Jadakiss, Biggie, and even newer artists like 4-1. They were all asked to adjust lyrics, censor lyrics, or change lyrics.
All right, there you go. The first guy, by the way, the first clip was Just Wayne. That's his name on TikTok. All right. My question is this. Do you think that Drake has ruined hip-hop and rap battles?
No, he ruined his own career. That's it. He ain't ruined nothing but his own career.
So you think Drake ruined his career?
I don't feel like he ruined his career. I love you, Drake, period. But I feel like it just was a little messy, and the world chose that song over your songs. And it's a game. It was a battle, and you lost the battle. That's it.
Okay.
So just take a year or two off. We'll see you in a few. Come out with a love song. You know us girls need it. Okay.
You know what? I want to quickly what he said about labels stepping in. That's not always true because they didn't do that for Tupac and Biggie with East Coast, West Coast.
I know, but all he's saying is that it happened before.
Yeah,
These
yeah,
people
but
are
I'm
acting
saying they
like
don't
it's never happened
always.
before,
To my what?
and that Drake
What
has ruined hip hop.
What, to my rap battles?
Yeah, no, not rap battles.
talking about?
I'm talking about labels stepping in.
Oh, and he's
People
ruined
are
hip hop.
yeah.
No, he hasn't ruined hip hop. I don't think Drake should have sued. It's just a rap battle. To be honest with you, a lot of people, to my knowledge, didn't believe everything that he was saying about. I never believed that he pedal.
Yeah.
I never believed that, and I didn't believe that Kendrick's son was Dave Free. I don't even know who Dave Free is. Okay. I'm not that invested in their lives like that. Yeah. Right. So I took it as just a rap battle. Yeah. You know, that's all it was, you know, and then I guess, you know, Drake got a little offended.
Sensitive. Light-skinned men stuff. You know them little light-skinned men
stuff. So that's a light-skinned men stuff?
Yeah, y'all know how y'all be. But y'all know how y'all be.
Me, girl.
Y'all know how y'all be.
You lighter than me. What you talking about?
But you're definitely on the light-skinned team. You're definitely team light-skinned.
No, I'm ruddy.
You're ready. A light-skinned brother.
He doesn't want to admit it.
I am ready.
Yeah,
it's okay.
You're a Drake.
I'm ready. No, I'm a Drake. I'm not what they call a beige waffle color Negro. I'm not. No, I'm not that.
Fluorescent beige is the correct terminology.
Caramel.
Yeah, I mean, my thoughts on this is that, listen, I think Kendrick and Pusha T are trying to drag this beef out because they tried everything to come after Drake. They tried to take him down. All of these people, the whole entire industry, UMG, all these people tried to take him down, and he still stands.
I don't think they tried to take him down.
They did, though.
They definitely didn't
And
try to take him down.
We see that they
used to
weren't
love Drake so
successful,
bad.
and so now they're trying to find other ways to keep going with this thing and drag this beef out. And so now when we look at this whole situation right now, them stepping in to, stop Pusha T and Kendrick. The thing is that they are proving Drake's point by even talking about this right now, because if they weren't doing what Drake was saying that they were doing, which is they were trying to defame him, they would just tell those guys to post that song. Okay? You would tell them to post the song because you wouldn't be worried about, oh, this is possibly defaming Drake, blah, 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 blah. No, because they were trying to defame him at the time when the beef went down. And they were trying to come after him because of the contract. Okay? They didn't want to pay this artist the money that he was owed. Okay? He was becoming bigger than the label. He's worth $1 billion now because his music just sells out and continues to sell out. That's what we see right now with Some Sexy Songs for You. It's a massive hit. Okay? Over 100 million streams or whatever it is. Okay? Some people can correct me. It's a massive success. Okay? And so they didn't want to see him get to that point. And so Kendrick and Pusha T are dragging this out. And I don't know why Kendrick wants to align himself with a sorry rapper like Pusha T. Okay? You have got to be kidding me, Kendrick. I mean, again, my view of Kendrick has lowered so much during this beef. It's unbelievable. Listen, I used to love the guy, but now it's just he's coming off looking jealous and looking like he's petty. And, I used to hold him in such high esteem. Now I'm like, bro, you're at your own concert and you have to bring up Drake's name in order for you to get some clout. In order for you to get some clout, you're mentioning Drake's name.
Right,
bro,
enough.
do you know how petty and weird you sound?
That's enough.
This is a year.
Do you want to take this?
We're a
one, or
year
you want
past this beef.
you want to
He's
take
still
this?
going. Go for it.
All right, that's enough, man. All
right, go.
What you just played? Pusha T said, and by the way, he's not a sorry rapper. With
Yes,
the
he is.
clips.
Please.
He probably even know what Pusha T
Please.
is.
Pusha T is garbage.
So anyway, he just said that.
Well, give me
the-
one
the
Pusha T song.
Grinding.
No. Name me 5 Pusha T songs.
Yeah, but did
Let
you
me
hear the
make
one
one.
song
Let me
he
make
said
one.
was grinding? That's just years old.
Lord willing. Lord willing.
Name me
I got
5.
some others.
That's
Let
2.
me make my
Yeah,
point.
he ain't gonna
Sorry.
do
My
it because
point.
he doesn't know this
Let me
rapper.
make my point.
Stop it. This dude's a sorry rapper.
Pusha T just said that in the track with Kendrick, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, Miss Angela. He said it was nothing to do with Drake. It was nothing to do with Drake, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think now because, what is it, UMG?
Yes.
Because Drake then, how you try to sue the label that he's on, they say, okay, now let's babysit this dude.
It's UMG's parent company, by the way.
Parent
Yeah.
company, okay, whatever. He's like,
Yeah.
he done tried to sue us. Let's protect him now because he gonna cry. Okay, no, you guys can't be on the track together. It got nothing to do with Drake. They got nothing to do with Drake. I guess what they try to do, they try to make it about Drake, but the song got nothing to do with Drake.
Yeah.
It's just two people collabing. Now, I bet you if that was
Please.
Pusha T and Drake,
Let me
on
tell
the
you why
track,
you're wrong.
They won't tell them, oh no, y'all can't do this because you got Kendrick out there. Man, it's
Yeah.
just, bruh.
Y'all
what you
think
ju-
so-
what you
y'all
just
think
said?
somebody's
You said this
dumb.
dude just sold 100 million, right? That's
It's
what you said?
probably over that. It's probably
Okay.
100 billion. I'm
What-
probably messing it up.
100 billion.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Whatever it is,
Yeah.
in
go
your
ahead.
opinion, is Drake all right regardless of the beef? He's way all right.
Yeah, he well
exactly.
off. He well
You
off. He
took-
living good.
Dude.
He taking a little break. Take care of your son
Exactly.
and relax.
You took an L. You stole good. Hell, he got more money than all
Shit,
three of
Nas
us
took
put
an
together.
L and he still
No,
good.
but Nas body G. What you talking about, girl? Don't fix him up to say that.
Hey,
Nas, you talking about either? Anybody but girl, you better go back up top to New York. Anybody tell you about Nas body J?
I don't know. I feel like when I listen to it, Jay kind of bodied Nas.
No, Nas.
But guess what?
body
He
J.
bodied him where he took his career. His career kind of went.
Who Nas? Well, no. Well,
After that,
after
his career went.
No.
That's just what's about to happen to Drake.
Okay.
No. Hold on.
No. Let's.
Because I need to get back.
Let's get into.
Listen,
Let's get
Jay-Z
into a
did
little
that
bit
to
of.
Nas, and guess what? Kendrick is finna do that to Drake. Drake gotta take he's always gonna have his crown, but.
Let's get into a little hip hop history 101.
Oh, here we go. This is gonna be
Nas was always the man in New York coming out of Queensbridge, right?
Okay.
Nas' mother died. Nas' mother passed, so Nas stepped back away from hip hop like that. So when he stepped back,
why? Because he felt like that was a sacrifice.
No. No, he was grieving, going through a grieving process.
Got her.
No. He was going through it. He's going through a grieving process. So then Jay took upon when Nas went silent. Jay stepped up, and then he started doing this thing with him. But then all out of the blue, then he tried to diss Nas. You know why he dissed Nas? Because he felt Nas never acknowledged him or give him the recognition, right? So when Nas created the group The Firm with Foxy Brown and Nature and all them, Jay was writing Foxy's lyrics, and he would always ask, "Yo, what Nas think?" Nas didn't think nothing. He just wasn't even thinking about him. Nas didn't think nothing. Jay wanted that shine. That's why Nas said, "How much of Biggie's rhyme gonna keep coming out your fat ass lips?" And then Jay tried to claim he paying homage. Don't get me wrong, I like Jay, but to me, Jay is not the greatest. Cause Jay, don't get me wrong, Jay good, but Jay has a song calling himself the greatest on the Blueprint or the Black Album. They said all he does rap about how great he was. Nas don't have to ask nobody how great he is. Everybody know Nas is just great.
Okay.
Biggie knows he's great.
You didn't refute what she said. You said no.
No.
But she's still saying like who had the better career?
Jay-Z took off and done married Beyonce.
Most people
that's why
most people would say that Jay had the better career. So
I won't refute that.
Yeah.
But who's the better lyricist? Y'all gonna people?
I mean, I'm gonna pick Nas. I like Nas better than Jay-Z.
That's one thing we.
I don't like Jay-Z.
I know the work that he wrote too.
There's a few
that didn't come off his mouth.
There's a few songs.
Crazy.
Yeah, there's a few songs that I like by Jay, but I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit here and pick him over Nas.
Yeah, Nas is a way. The delivery.
I'm definitely choosing Jay-Z over Nas.
Illmatic.
I'm definitely choosing Jay-Z over Nas.
Yeah,
definitely.
I don't blame you. But yeah. Anyways, let me get back to the Drake thing. So listen,
no, we didn't hear her point. She made her point.
I gotta go. Oh, go ahead.
Her point about the Drake thing with the Pusha T and all that.
She did. She talked.
I said what I said.
Don't disrespect.
I like that. She said.
I said what I said.
All right, now listen. All right, let's get in here. Let's focus, because you guys think somebody is dumb. Y'all think somebody is stupid. All right, y'all say, oh, it don't mean nothing when Serena Williams is on stage with Kendrick. All right. Oh, it don't mean nothing when
that was shady. That was good. That was,
exactly.
That is
who was the other woman?
Who was the other woman? We're talking about a battle here. If we talking about battling, he won the battle. He had a hit record that took over the world. Then guess what? Everybody's saying OVO.
Oh, I'm not agreeing with that. But I think that having Serena and having SZA and all these people up there with him, you guys want to act like it doesn't mean anything. No, it does mean something.
What does it mean?
Okay, when he has Pusha T trying to bring Pusha T and Kendrick together, that means something. And you guys know exactly what it means right away, and we all
great rappers that are coming together. That's
now, please, one sorry rapper and one of the best. But listen, when they get together on a song after the beef, it's gonna be, even if it's sneak dissing, it's about Drake. Okay, that's the only reason why Kendrick wants to even do music with this sorry rapper.
No, now you pushing it.
That's all I gotta say.
No, you pushed it.
Go ahead, sister.
Because he definitely pushed it, because they probably wanted to work together for a long time.
Thank you.
It just so happens after the beef, and even if it was, everything ain't about Drake.
Thank you.
Drake.
Thank you.
The first rapper in the world, Drake.
Exactly. Because at the case, Soulja Boy said Drake bit his whole style.
No, did you ever go do your homework and listen to the lyrics?
What,
did you not?
So you think Drake did bit Soulja Boy style?
Did you not do your homework?
Go ahead, school me. Tell me what happened.
Kiss Me Through the Phone.
Yes.
What's the song?
Yes.
Every specific word. If you look it up,
high five it.
He definitely did snatch
Thank
that.
you.
He
All right.
definitely did.
Drake.
First of all,
Drake.
I love Drake though.
First
but
of all, Drake's not the first rapper to bite off of people's
A
stuff
whole
like
style.
the whole song,
No,
every
stop,
lyric
stop,
from
stop.
lyric
He
for
bit his whole
lyric, bar
style.
for bar.
You can, I
He
can
bit his
find.
whole
I'm gonna find a
style.
video tonight and send
He
it to
bit
y'all of
his style.
Kendrick doing the same thing to other
Drake
rappers.
bit his style, and then
This
on top
is-
of that,
this is a part of hip
Hey,
hop.
then
It is though.
This is a part of
True,
hip
People
hop,
but-
remake
y'all.
songs all the time.
yeah,
Like,
you remake songs,
That
but
Sexy Red song was an old back in the day song.
That's what I'm
but
trying to tell you.
no, but you remake songs versus biting a whole style.
No,
He bit his
no.
style.
No, he did
and
bit his style
he
and
bit
didn't
his
give him
style.
credit for it.
And then exactly,
He
and
didn't
then,
give him credit
and then,
for it.
and you know
That's
what? And
not
then
what it's
Drake,
called, though.
And,
What
and,
it's
then, and then Drake
That's
even
not what it's
came
called,
in there.
y'all.
Drake even came back and said, "Yeah, you know, I ain't gonna lie, I got a lot of stuff from Soulja Boy." He even admitted.
But
He
they,
admitted it.
but
What you
rap-
call it? Sampling?
It is a form of sampling. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm a little
You
smart.
go with the. It's a
Listen.
flow, right? They take the flows and they
Yes.
put it into their songs and make it different. People, this
Yes,
is what
that-
hip
But the
hop
same
sampling
lyrics.
is built on.
But
That
not the
is-
same
no.
lyrics.
Yes,
It's a
I
difference.
can find you a video of
That
Kendrick
is
doing the same
what
thing.
you call that is sampling.
Oh my
We-
goodness.
She's saying
No,
how he had the
I'm
bar,
not talking
the
about
cadence,
that,
the
bro.
style.
No, they did. You
He
don't
took the whole-
understand. He
he
took
took
the whole
style.
bar to bar,
Bro.
even
Oh
a
my
beat,
God,
and put an
dude, this-
underbeat under it. And
This
everything.
dude is so far up
I'm
Drake's
not,
ass,
though.
he can't breathe.
Drake, give him a check.
Let's be
All right,
honest.
all right,
I
okay.
know
You need
a
to
lot
be
of
on
a
your
lot
team.
of people be saying that I'm compromised.
Drake,
It's
you need,
okay.
he
though.
need to be on your team. Hire your boy.
We gotta
need
get
to
out.
move to Canada.
We got to get out of here though.
We do
but
got to get up out of here.
but let me just end it
Call me
here
back.
because I get the last word. No, I'm just kidding.
She
No.
know- she
Kendrick
get the
won.
last word.
Kendrick won.
All right, so
Yeah.
here's the thing. If you go listen to if you look it up, like Kendrick biting off of other people's flows and also using them bar for bar pretty much. Okay? Multiple rappers have done it. They've done it for years. It's been one of those things that people do that nobody really talked about it. But now we want to bring it up because we hate Drake. Right?
No, we don't
Now-
hate Drake. We
now
don't
people
hate
want to
Drake.
bring that stuff up because they don't want to see this man win because he's a light-skinned dude.
No, I
You
don't
know,
want.
and he's from
I
Canada.
want to see you
Oh,
win.
Now we want to bring this stuff up.
Now we.
You
It's
secretly
like,
want to be
come on.
light skinned.
Oh my
That's
god.
what it.
Oh,
my
that's what it
this
is.
He wants to be
Unbelievable.
light skinned.
Unbelievable.
Oh wow, dude.
That's wild. That's
Love
wild.
the skin you in, man.
I love my skin.
Listen,
somebody
Drake,
called me light skinned one time. I said, "No, I'm dark skinned."
you're definitely giving light skin vibes
dark-skinned.
over here on this
Exactly,
side of
you
the table,
definitely
though. But Drake,
I love being dark skinned.
we love you, all right? Cheers to you. Take a break. Relax. Go back in the booth. Find some love. Send me some shoes. Shoes. Brother, just take a break. It's all right. We see you in a minute.
All right, Angela. Thank you so much for being
Oh,
on here.
thank
you
y'all.
did amazing.
Thank you for having me, y'all.
Yeah,
this was
absolutely.
fun.
Yeah,
Y'all need me,
definitely.
call me again. Yo, call me.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
We'll be
we
hitting
can
you
do
up.
some things in the future.
Yeah.
Definitely that.
For sure.
Movies coming, y'all.
Yeah, yeah.
Word.
Movies.
The loser is
Word.
coming. The loser.
Okay.
So, but no, shout out your
Yeah.
connects. Let them boy know
Oh,
how to reach
make sure y'all follow me on Instagram and TikTok, Angie B Loveee. That is ANGIEBLOVEE. Shout out to y'all. Love y'all. Thank y'all for having me. God bless.
And she is a working artist, you guys.
Period.
Absolutely.
Entertainer, baby. I could do
Entertainer, that's
anything.
what's up. And on
Anything.
that note, this is the Black Summer. I am Hendrix.
I'm Brooks,
And we are out.
and we out. Peace.